Hello, good evening to you all. How are you doing today? I believe you are doing great. I welcome you all to Pro Innovation African Visual Summit 2.0. I am glad to be among you today. My name is Godday Ocheme, the founder of Pro Innovation Africa. I welcome you all. Thank you for coming. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the part of the world you are watching us from this hour. I welcome you all. This edition of our Visual Summit is mostly or basically on strategies. For those of you who are just joining us for the first time on Pro Innovation African platform, Pro Innovation Africa is a community of innovators and African leaders who, with a mission to make sure that you have a personal growth and business growth using strategies and marketing. So this session, in this edition of Pro Innovation Africa, we will be talking about the tag for our summit is strategies for global market dominancy. How you can become a global dominant as a professional, as a service provider, as a business provider or product provider. So that is what we are about to do this evening. So I welcome you all. Relax, chill up, cool down, and you will receive. We have our expert here today, our great expert that will be taking us today on business education. Where is the money? Where is the money? Where actually is the money? So that is what we are going to learn today. As a professional in your field, how will you actually know where the money is in the international markets? As a business provider or as SME, where will you actually know where to invest or not to invest? Where is the money? So that is what we are about to learn today. So I welcome you all to Pro Innovation Africa once again. Soon I will call in the speaker of the day. And the speaker of the day is really full and is fully prepared for you. So whatever part of the country you are watching us from right now, you are very welcome. So today we'll be looking at where is the money as a professional. As an SME, where is the money? So that is what Pro Innovation African Summit 2.0 is bringing to board today. Where is the money? Where can I get the money? Where can I find the money as an expert in my field, in my industry? Where actually is the money? So in the next 2 minutes, I will bring in the speaker of the day. So relax as we wait for the speaker to come. Pro Innovation Africa Visual Summit 2.0, strategies for global marketing dominance. How you become a global dominance as a marketer, as a professional, as a business developer. In whatever field that you are, how do you become a professional? How do you dominate your market, a global market? How do you extend your business from the local market to the global market? So join me as I welcome the speaker of tonight in the person of Pascal Ajalen. He is a financial consultant and life coach. I know you enjoy him much. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you very
You're welcome.
much.
Welcome, sir. We are glad to have you today. I am so happy to have you among us this evening. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
So you're
thank you very
welcome.
much. Yeah, Mr. Goddy, thank you very much for the great work you are doing in Pronovative Africa. It's
Thank you,
really
sir.
impacting our generation. May God continue to strengthen you in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Actually, in a few moments, we shall be deliberating on the topic titled Business Education. Where is the money? Business education. Where is the money? For us to understand this concept very well tonight, I would like to have a little background view of what business education is all about. Business education is a term that encompasses a number of methods used in teaching fundamentals of business practice. Business education are designed to provide the basic theories of management and productions. The main goal of business education program are to teach the processes of decision making, the philosophies, the theories, the psychology of management, practical application, business startup, and operational procedures. These are what business education actually deal on. Business education plays a very significant role in the growth and development of economy of any great nation. If any nation on earth is to develop globally, business education has the fundamentals. It improves the personal qualities and build the attitude of individual that are necessary for adjustment to personal employment situation, and also provide knowledge, skills, and competence for individual to function well in the office, in their occupation, and in the field of their endeavor. And that is the essence of business education. In spite of federal government initiative to eradicate poverty in Nigeria, you can agree with me that the high rate of poverty today cannot be comprehended, because most Nigerians live below $1 a day, which is very, very alarming. Now, when you look at the current situation in Nigeria, like the economic meltdown, the high rate of inflation, and many others that are happening, high rate of unemployment, high rate of poverty, the insecurity, and many other things, you will agree with me that every man, every woman that ought to make economic impact in Nigeria today must have the fundamentals of business education. According to Njoku 2006, it defined business education as an educational program that equips an individual for functional and suitable skills. I repeat, functional and suitable skills, knowledge, attitude, and value that will enable him or her operate in an environment that him or her may find himself. So this definition catch everything I want to deliberate on today, because Njoku had a foresight or insight on what business education was actually all about. He said it's a program, educational program, that equips an individual with functional and suitable skills, knowledge, attitude, and value that will enable him or her to operate dynamically in any field of endeavor, in any place or in any environment the person may find himself. By implication, if you're an engineer, a medical doctor, you're an accountant, no matter the career you may choose, business education has influence in becoming what you want to become in that field that you have chosen. Theoretically or practical knowledge, that business education combines both theoretical and practical knowledge. In the same way, it exposes the recipient to the economic system of a given country. What happened in that given country, the system of that given country, like Nigeria, how economic signals and and how it operates in Nigeria. You know, business education equips you with the necessary skills, knowledge, information on how things, business operate in Nigeria, how things are done, how money move in the cycle, on the economic cycle in Nigeria. Therefore, business education is a planned program or training for development that exposes us to our field and wherever we find ourselves. So, from the definition given by Njoku, you will agree with me that it becomes a core value of every field of endeavor you find yourself. So, business education is very fundamental to whatever you want to be, and if you want to get to the climax of your career, or to get to the climax of your business, or whatever path you are choosing to be, even vocational and the rest, even those people that run ministry, business education become a fundamental that we must pass through. We must have a glimpse of if we must grow. And now, looking at today's Nigeria, looking at the economic situation, looking at the rate of unemployment, looking at how graduates are being pumped out from university every year. Now, in that field of your endeavor, where is the money? How do we turn our certificate, all these skills we have acquired, how do we turn it to money? How do we find out, how do we assess the worth of the nation through the vocation, through the career, through our choosing career, through the course you read in university, and many other things? And that is what brings us here today. And by the grace of God, I will not waste time. I will be going straightly to where the money lies today in the Nigeria economy, even in the global world. My friends in Christ, as you hear me or as you listen to me, I must not fail to make you understand that we are in the age of artificial intelligence. We are in the age of artificial intelligence. And as such, if you want to make money in your field, whether you're an accountant, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a doctor, no matter the field of endeavor you choose, you must be able to acquire some basic skills in artificial intelligence. By that, what do I mean? If you want to access money with the field or with your vocation or with your career, you must have one, or I call it principle number one. You must have what I call problem-solving skills, not just skills. Not just skills. Skills today does not make much impact, but the kind of problem you solve determines the kind of wealth you create. The kind of problem you solve as an accountant, the kind of problem you solve as a doctor, the kind of problem you solve as a lawyer, or the kind of case you win as a lawyer, that is problem solving, determine the kind of wealth you create. And as such, as a professional, as an SMS person, if you want to make money or if you want to access money in today's Nigeria, you must have what I call problem-solving skills. Write it down at the back of your mind. Problem-solving skill. Hear me well. Today, Nigeria is a large market. Nigeria as a country is a large market because we have estimate of 220 or 202 million population living in Nigeria. And these persons in every field we have in this country have challenges, have limitations. So if you want to access money as a person, as an accountant, as a businessman, as a lawyer, you have to look for a problem to solve. Solving problem brings about wealth creation. Brings about wealth creation. In our today world, hear me well, no man can be useful in our today world until he is skillful. No man can be useful in our today world until he is skillful. And your skillfulness is irrelevant if it's not solving a given problem. I repeat myself, no man can be useful in our today Nigeria, in our today Africa, in our today world until you are skillful. And your skillfulness is irrelevant if it's not solving a given problem. And the kind of the problem you solve as an accountant, as an engineer, as a lawyer, as a doctor, determine the kind of wealth you create. So on that part, so we are meant to possess specific, special problem-solving skills so that we can access wealth in the field of our endeavor, in a field of our profession. Hear me well. Usefulness of any man today is the skill or he or she possess, no matter your location. When you possess problem-solving skills, even when you are located in a place that is not accessible, people will still look for you, because whoever that has a problem will look for solution. So when you become a solution to a given thing in your generation, no matter your location, people will look for you. And when they look for you, you have the reward of their coming in form of wage, in form of profit, or in form of anything that can be converted to money. So as such, if we want to begin to access money through business education, it's not enough to be an accountant. It's not enough to be a doctor. It's not enough to be a lawyer. You must be able to apply those skills you learn as a lawyer, as an accountant, as an engineer, to solve problems which in turn will give you a reasonable amount of money or create wealth for you. So having skills is not enough, but the skills must be marketable. The skill must be marketable. In today Nigeria, hear me well, in today Nigeria, you must understand that there is great need arising in the country. All you need to do as a professional is to identify which one you want to step in, which sector, which variable you want to set in, and look for the limitations in that sector and try to provide solution. With that, you'll be making impact, and then you'll be making a lot of money. Now, in business world today, as I told you, we are in the age of artificial intelligence. You may not need to have full knowledge of a given trade, but understanding how it works is very important. Understanding how it works is very important. In today's business, many people, many youth are making a lot of money without stress, even while sleeping at home. Why people are shouting that the rate of poverty is high. For example, if you understand digital trading, using forex trading or cryptocurrency as example, you will understand that that is where millions of money are being made on a minute or on a per second basis today. Today, as a person, you may not know or may not even have a full knowledge of how to trade forex. All you just need to do is to buy a robot, and having a robot that trades on your behalf, while you are sleeping, the robot is doing the business for you, and you wake up to see the profit he has made for the day, and you are making money. So what are we talking about? Artificial intelligence is replacing so many things in our generation. It's replacing so many things in our generation. So if you want to know how to make money, you must have to employ this field. You must have to employ this field. I was shocked when one of my senior colleagues called me and said, look at what I made yesterday in trading, dollar. I was shocked to understand that he makes $100 per day. How did you make it? He not told me he just bought he bought a robot for $100 and then used $100 for a trading. That's $200, which is around 120,000 naira. And he sleeps and money is being made on his behalf. And there, he doesn't know anything to think about poverty. So my friends, if you want to make money, you must understand that this is where the money lies today. And begin to work towards it. There are other skills, problem-solving skills you can acquire, such as leadership and management skills, such as communication skills, such as social media marketing skills, such as job searching engine skills, such as copywriting skills, brainstorming skills, time management skills, research analysis, business ethics, writing skills, public speaking skills, and many other skills you can acquire. Acquiring this and look for who needs it as a solution automatically will create wealth for you. When you have a problem solving skills, the next avenue that can create money or wealth for you is what I call marketable ideas. Marketable ideas. It's not enough for you to generate idea. The right question you should ask yourself, the idea I am generating, is it marketable? Which segment of the sector needs my idea? Where can it be employed so that it can be turned to money? For any man to generate marketable ideas, critically examine the limitations of your field of expertise and try to provide solutions to these identified limitations, which in turn will reward you in form of profit or wage. That is how to turn marketable idea to source of money. And if this can be done, you can sit at the comfort of your house and begin to make money. And money will begin to speak for you. Friends, today, all you need to do is to understand of what is lacking in my field of study. What is begging for answer in my field of study. And if these things are identified, how do I turn it? How do I provide solution to it? How do I make it become acceptable in the social world, in the social media and the rest? Immediately we are able to package this automatically. It becomes an avenue for money making. And immediately you have what I call marketable ideas. The next thing you're supposed to talk about is what I call branding. Branding. Many of us have marketable ideas, but they are not branded to attract customers from the global market. They are not branded to attract users from the global market. And as such, they languish in poverty despite the beautiful idea God has given to them. So what are we talking about? As an accountant, as an engineer, as a doctor, when you are able to raise or generate marketable ideas, you need to brand it. You need to brand it to give it a shape that will be attractive, that people can exchange it for money. So people can exchange it for money. If you have marketable ideas that are not presentable in the global market, you cannot make money. Many of us just open YouTube from the comfort of our zone. We sell information to people, and what happened? People are trooping in, subscribing, and we are making money. What are we talking about? You must have a brand that is attractive, a brand that is marketable, a brand that is accepted, and a brand that can be exchanged for value of money. And that is where the money lies. That is why you see companies like Coca-Cola, after a period of time, they change the shape of their Coke. Not because they are not selling, because they want to keep the share of their market intact without being depreciated. They want to keep the share of their market increasing without being depreciated. And each time they rebrand the shape of their product, you see people buying more, and at that they make more money. So many of us have been doing a business over a period of time, specifically those of us in SMS, small, medium scale business. But we have not been able to give our business a brand that can be attractive in a global market, that will locate us and then exchange the attraction for money. So today, what we're talking about, the fourth thing you need to do is to have a brand. You have a brand. Brand can create share for you in a global market. And immediately a man is able to create a share in a global market, you can never be poor. Money flow continually even after your death. So as such, you must be able to have a good brand that can attract people from the global market, and they will locate you and then exchange your brand for money. That is where the thing ends. That is where it lies. Exchange your brand for money. And for you to have a good brand, the next thing or the next principle you must do is to have deep information about your product. You must have a good sellable information about your product. Hear me and hear me well. Information is money. In accounting, we classify information as a liquid asset because it can be turned to money in within a tickle of an eyes. It can be turned to money. Do you know that information can change your fortune in a second? Do you know the information you possess determines the kind of market share you control? And the type of market share or the kind of market share you control determines the kind of money you make. So if you want to make good money, you must be able to have good information that is sellable in the market, in the global market. And that you create a good market share. And whenever a man has a good market share, automatically you will be able to have wonderful, great impact in the global market that will make you dominate. Hear me well. You may have a quality product. You may have a good product. You may have a sellable product. But if nobody have the information concerning such product, it will not sell. And that is where the founder of this Pro-Innovation Africa was telling us about marketing as the greatest strategy of making money today in the global world. Why? Because any information that is not disseminated, that is not accessible by the public, no matter how good your product may be, they will not be able to know the value or exchange that product for money. So my friends, if you want to dominate your world, if you want to dominate your market, you must be knowledgeable in what you do. You must be up to date in what you do. Many of us are marketing product that is outdated, product that is face off in the market because we lack information in our field of endeavor. Many of us who are even chartered accountants, we are still using old journal when we have softwares of today that make things easy. So we are not informed. And whenever a man is not, whoever that is not informed cannot escape the information. And as such, today, if you want to make money in your world, you must have what I call information that is current, that has something to do with the global market. Then the next thing you must have, or the next principle you must work on, if you want to make money in your field of endeavor, is that you must be a person of value. You must be a person of value. Being a person of value is simply mean exploring your God-given potentials essentially to the degree that your gift, your talent, your skills solve common problems as far as they can be found. In turn, your value is returned to you in form of appreciation as wage or profit. So you must be a person of value. According to Albert Einstein, he said, try not to be a person of success, but rather try to become a person of value. To become a person of success, seek to become a person of value. In fact, until you become valuable, you can never be successful. The more valuable you become, the more successful you are, and the more money you make. People are retrenched from company because they add no value to that company. People that are valuable cannot be retrenched in a company. No matter your location, when you are valuable, men and women of substance will locate you. Government will look for you. International organizations will look for you. And immediately they locate you, the appreciation will be in form of profit or wage. In each of the ways it comes. In each of the ways it comes. Very importantly, we must learn to walk in that dimension. We must learn to walk in that area of our expertise. We must learn to understand that we must develop our value, that wherever we are located, men and women of honor will always look for us. And let me tell you something that is very important. The kind of persons that look for you, that form your cycle, also determine the kind of wealth you create. The kind of people that form your cycle, kind of men and women that look for you, also determine the kind of wealth you create. I read something somewhere, I can't remember vividly. He said something I love so much. He said, when crowd are clapping for you, and you look at the crowd, there is no king among the crowd. No, you have not arrived. No matter the crowd that is clapping for you. The kind of personalities that look for you determines your value. And the kind of value you have determines the kind of money you make. My friend, tonight is very significant in our today world. If you want to make money, if you want to access the wealth of this nation, you must be a person of value. You must be a person of value. Everything you plan to achieve in this world solely depends on the value you give out. Everything you intend to achieve on this earth simply depends on the value you give out. Your outflow determines your inflow. Your outflow is the value you give out. Your inflow is the money that comes in. So if your outflow is not valuable, money cannot flow in. And for you to create wealth, you must become a person of value. Whether you are a medical doctor, you must become a person of value. If you are a mechanic, you must become a person of value. If you are an accountant, you must become a person of value. No matter the kind of career you choose to operate or to do, know that becoming a valuable person in that career determines the kind of money you will make. And it's very, very fundamental. Don't be angry when people don't value you. Most people will relate to you based on the value you carry. Based on the value you carry. Your job or your business require value. And if you want to make it global business, if you want to dominate in the world, you must be a man or a woman of value. Now, we have 5 principles that can make you valuable as a man or as a woman or as a businessman or as a growing child or as a young professional. Number 1 principle that will make you valuable is that focus on your growth. Focus on your growth. Focus on your growth. You have to be committed to your personal development. Ask yourself truthfully, in this job I do, am I really committed to my personal growth? If you are, keep it. If you are not, start afresh tonight. Focus on your growth. Hear me well. Hear me well. Each day that passes, if you want to make money ceaselessly, you must add value to your life on a daily basis. Each day that passes, if you want to make money ceaselessly, you must add value to your life on a daily basis. And for you to add value to your life on a daily basis, you must focus on your personal growth. You must focus on your personal growth. And how do you grow personally? You must read. You must learn. You must get trained. You must take risk. This is how you grow personally. How you grow personally. You must be trained and retrained and retrained. You must keep learning. You must take risk. There are some risks in career that are unavoidable. if you must break barrier in that career. This is how you grow personally. This is how you grow as a person. You must read something. You must keep developing yourself. You must be sketching for the new information available. And in doing this, you begin to grow in wisdom and knowledge. You begin to grow in understanding. You begin to grow in relationship. And you begin to get results that are unusual. And the result is always coming in form of money, in form of wage or profit or reward. So on that, if you want to make money, you must become a person of value. And becoming a person of value, you must focus on your personal growth. The second thing you must do to become a person of value is that you must offer more on a daily basis. You must offer more on a daily basis. Don't be stagnant in your career, in your business. Don't be comfortable in where you are. Always be hungry to discover new things. And that is where the money lies. There is no way people will know you as a person of value if you are not offering more value. You can't say you are a medical doctor, but you have never assisted anyone medically. How will you not make money? Is it not when you carry out operation that others fail that you will not charge them? Start offering the little value you have and offer it more on a daily basis. And then in turn, the reward will come in form of money. And in doing this, you will begin to dominate your global world and becoming a person of value. Number 3 thing you need to do to become a person of value, you must sharpen your skin continuously. Let me give an example. Before in Nigeria, we only have Peugeot and Benz 230 as the reigning cars. If you're an engineer or automobile engineer who repairs 504, 404, or what you call Mercedes Benz, then the old Nigeria, you'll be making a lot of money. That time there was no market for Toyota. But today, Toyota is the leading automobile in the global market. And if you still remain with your old skills of 404, you will die in poverty and hunger. On that note, as a professional, you must keep sharpening your skin. You must keep going to new workshop if you want to make money. Because the more skills you sharpen and discover, the more money you make. And it's very important. Do you have skills? If you say, I don't, then you need to find out what you can do to be useful to yourself. And if you discover new skills that is needed in your generation, all you need to do is to find the market. Is to find the market. The market is available. Nigeria is a huge market. Africa is a huge market. At the moment, we are not producing. We are not producing. We are only a consumer nation. And it's painful. We are not producing. We are only a consumer nation. And we can take advantage of that. We can take advantage of that. And we can make much money as possible as you sharpen your skin. The 4th thing you must do, you must add hard work. Laziness. The Bible says a little sleep, a little slumber, and poverty overwhelm. So if you want to make money as a career person, you must let to go the extra mile. You must not work only every 24 hours in your comfort zone. So that you need to step out of your boundary to make things happen. And in doing that, you will be making more money. The 5th principle that will make you valuable is that you must understand the value of time. Write this down. Time is a function of destiny. Time is a function of destiny. Time wasted can never be reinvented. And as such, now you must start. You must understand the value of time and be cautious of how you use it. The kind of management you have over time determines. Today, global war, so many things are happening. So many things are happening. And then the money flows depend on what you are able to generate from a day and make it marketable and then sell it out as a product. My friends and colleagues, as we brainstorm in these 3 days, you must understand critically that Nigeria as a nation, as a country, is a huge market. And because it's a huge market, you don't need to be in competition with anybody. You don't need to be in competition with anybody. You don't need to live your life to please anybody. All you need to do is to try to improve on yourself on a daily basis. Try to improve on yourself on a daily basis. Create a purpose for your life. Create a purpose for your life. Your life has a meaning. When you develop self-confidence to follow your heart and your dreams, by not competing with anybody, but make yourself to stand out from the crowd, and there is no how you will not make impact. There's no how you will not make impact. There's no how you will not make impact. There's no how you will not make impact as a businessman, as a businesswoman, as a career person. Don't be in a haste to be introduced. Don't be in a haste to be introduced. Many of us introduce ourselves in a period of incubation, and because of that, we die off on the road. Understand the time you are and incubate and get the necessary paraphernalia, get the necessary things that you needed in the journey of making or creating wealth. And even as you do that, God will crown your effort with success. And I will advise, as a young professional, as SMS person, you must have a defined vision where you are going to and where you want to be. I'm a very good friend. If I hear we always say, think globally and start locally. Think globally and start locally. You must have a defined vision of what you want to do, the impact you want to make, the market you want to dominate, how you want to dominate the market, the grand strategy you want to employ, and then the expected return in form of cash, profit, or wealth creation. And in doing that, there is no how you will not be single out for honor. Basically, as a career person, I'm very happy today in Nigeria institutions, they're now making entrepreneurship as a course that everybody should go. Like if you go back to Nigeria institution to take your master's and the rest now, even right now, it's even a course in some university. And this is where we Africans have been missing the line. This is where we have been missing the line. If you want to make money or create wealth in your field of endeavor, you must have what I call entrepreneurial mindset. You must have what I call entrepreneurial mindset. Entrepreneurial mindset is a mindset that has to do with looking for challenge or problem, exploring the problem, looking for possible resources you can use to explore the problem, profiling solution to the problem, and then market the solution and getting your reward in form of cash or wealth creation. Any man, any woman, whether you're a minister of God, you're a doctor, you're an accountant, you're a lawyer, without entrepreneurial mindset, poverty can never leave your house. That is why you see many intelligentsias, many people who are very intelligent, professors, but they are very poor and they are few is swearing to God because they lack entrepreneurial mindset. That is where the money is today in our world. And a man with entrepreneurial mindset, in any environment you are or find yourself, all you need to do is to identify the need of the people and supply the need of the people. And then you begin to receive the reward in form of money, in form of cash, and many others. So my friends, as we continue this summit, I implore you all to understand that your generation is waiting for you. Nigeria is beckoning on your survivor for her to survive. What Nigeria become tomorrow is directly proportional to the product you are selling today. And if you are not selling any viable product, definitely the future is blank. And for the future to be radiating light, you must have a sellable product today. And I would like to end my talk with this question. What product are you selling today? What product are you selling? You may have knowledge product. You may have information product. You may have product in form of goods. You may have product in form of artificial intelligence. What product are you selling today? The type of product you sell in the market determines the kind of money you make. And if you must make good money as an accountant, you must sell product that make company understand how to save money without wastage. If you are a doctor, you must sell a product that make you outstanding in your field. As an engineer, you must sell a product that single you out as the best engineer in that environment. No matter who you are, or whatever you are doing for a living, you must understand this analogy and work with it. Immediately our eyes is open to this, then we can fly without limitation. So even as we continue this wonderful and glorious Pro Innovation Africa Visual Summit, I want to implore you that this is a moment you cannot miss. And I thank God for the young man, Brother God, who God is using to impart in the generation dynamically. Because we're in a dynamic world. And he has come up with this. And it's very impactful. And I pray, even as we youth of Nigeria wake up today and begin to have a product that is sellable in the market, we will not need to go to Yahoo. There will not be need for money ritual, because naturally the money will flow. One of the easiest way to make money today and make cool money without stress is cryptocurrency trading. Please get connected, get skills, connected to God. Let it give you some trainings on some fundamental skills you need, and then you can fly. In doing this, I know you become the best you can be in the field of your endeavor. And I pray that even as you employ your best, may God give you the grace to shine forth, and you'll be located and become a special person in your generation. In Jesus' name. Thank you very much for this wonderful privilege. Once again, I remember my humble self, Mr. Pascal Ejalen, Apostle of Jesus Christ. And we pray that God will continue to enrich you and make you a great and wonderful man or woman to your generation. In Jesus' name. Thank you very much. And God bless.
I'm too blessed tonight. Thank you very much, sir. I am very, very happy for the wonderful talk and the teaching. I'm too much happy that the Pro Innovators are actually happy to have you tonight. Indeed, life without value has nothing in returns. Money comes in exchange of value, as you say. Thank you very much. I really appreciate, and I know the Pro Innovator Africas really appreciate you. Pro Innovation Africa is a community of African innovators and leaders. We have a mission to reach out to people so that they'll grow in their personal development and in business by using strategies and marketing. So thank you very much, and I implore each and every one of
Okay.
you to still be there tomorrow. This is just a beginning. I know that tomorrow will be very great. Thank you very much. Thank you to you, sir. Thank you to all the pro innovators, those who are online right now, and those who will join later, or those who will watch this later. Thank you very much, and remember that in all that you do, that you are a global leader. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, have a nice day.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah, bye. Good night.